सुधागड एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे पूर्व प्राथमिक, प्राथमिक, माध्यमिक व उच्च माध्यमिक विद्यालय कळंबोली मराठी, हिंदी, इंग्रजी, उर्दू माध्यम यांच्या सौजन्याने शैक्षणिक व्हिडिओमध्ये आपलं सर्वांचं स्वागत आहे.
Hello students, in our last two parts we are already started the history first chapter. We are already discussed the introduction part, as well as in our last part we are discussed about the three scholars René Descartes, Hegel, as well as one of the important scholar, that is Voltaire. We already I said that in a René Descartes few points are important, as well as in a Voltaire he is called as a founder of modern historiography. It is one of the MCQ question, as well as when we have studied about the Hegel, I said that a dialectics part is very important for the exam purpose. So today we are going to the third part, that is historiography development in the West. This is a history first chapter. We are going to the third part. In that next scholar, that is Leopold von Ranke, 1795 to 1886. Let's see what is his opinion related to the history. Okay, in that Leopold von Ranke is saying that historiography of the 19th century was greatly influenced by the thoughts of Leopold von Ranke of Berlin University. See there, he is one of the famous scholar who belongs to 19th century. And he's also worked in a Berlin University, and whatever his thoughts are there, no, it's very important. Let's see what is his thoughts. He spoke about critical method of historical research. It is already cleared. What is historiography? In that term only we studied that history means critical narrative, right? No. So Leopold von Ranke is also saying the same thing, that critical method of historical research is very important. Whenever you are doing the research, give a importance to the critical method. Okay. Now, he gave importance to the information gathered through original documents. If you are doing the research, then please give a importance to the original documents. Don't go through the few books which not have any proof. He is saying that whatever the information you are gathering, other than collecting, in that time give a importance to the original documents, because original documents is never will be a fake. It always saying truth. So truthfulness is very important in a history. Okay. Now he was also told to examining all the documents with greatest care. Sometimes you are getting the documents, you are thinking that it's a real document. No, whatever the documents you have, please check out in a greatest care. What is this greatest care? Whenever you are checking the documents, just see that is it is true or lie. Is it is reality is there in these documents or not? So just check out in a greatest care. Okay. Now he believed that with this method it was possible to reach to the ultimate truth. What is this? If you have a original document, if you are doing the critical method of historical research, then it is sure that you are going to get the ultimate truth related to the stories. Whatever the documents information you are going to collect, in that you are going to be successful. Why? You got the real documents, you are already started to do the critical research, then you are going to be successful and you will get the reality about that story. Okay. Now he criticized imaginative narration of history. Sometimes like a teachers, we are also sometimes saying few stories to you. Sometimes imaginative stories will be there, like a crow story. I said so many times, crow was being very thirsty. It started to search for the water. In that time it find one of the pot, but that pot is water is already inside. In that time it started to pick the stone and put the stones into that pot. In that time water is came to the upper part, and crow was drink the water, and it was flied. This is just the imaginative story. In reality, these all things are not happened. Right now, if you are searching for the documents related to this story, I think it's not possible. So he is also saying the same thing. What is that? When you are writing the history, please don't write the imaginative history. Imaginative history is not needed for the future generation. So whenever you are writing the history, give the importance to the real documents other than the original documents. So collection of his articles published in 2 books. Whatever his ideas are there, no, thoughts are there, no, it is collected by the few scholars. So that collection of his ideas are comes in a 2 books. One is the Theory and Practice of History. This is a one book, and one more is the Secret of World History. Okay, this is important. Collection of his articles are published in a 2 books. Once again, it comes for the MCQ, multiple choice question. So answer is the Theory and Practice of History, one book, and one more is the Secret of World History. So this is about Leopold von Ranke. I hope you are cleared. Okay, he is belong to 19th century. He spoke about the critical method of historical research. He gave importance to the original documents. He said that whatever the information you got, please check it in a greatest care. He also believed in the whatever the method you are following, if you got the reality, then you are going to reach the ultimate truth. You will get the reality about that answer. Okay, and he criticized about the imaginative history. Imaginative history is not important. So his ideas are got very support from so many other scholars. That's why they collected his ideas and they kept it in 2 books called as the Theory and Practice of History and the Secret of World History. Okay, this is about Leopold von Ranke. Now, next scholar is Karl Marx. Remember, once again, Karl Marx is very important. His timings is 1818 to 1883. Let's see what is his ideas. Okay, come back. So he is also one of the important scholar who was lived in a later half of the 19th century. Okay, see there, historiography of the 19th century was greatly influenced by the later half of the 19th century. So new school was arose, which is keeping in a view, that is the new thesis formulated by the Karl Marx. Okay, this is important. According to him, history was not about abstract ideas. See what is his idea? He is saying that history means not an idea. Then what is the history? According to him, it was about living people. If someone is already died, something is already happened, once again it is not needed to discuss about those all things. Why all scholars are giving importance to those things? If for a first time, Karl Marx said that why you can't talk about the living people who is living in a present, talk about them, just try to study about them. Let's see what is his next idea. Human beings have basic needs. Yes, we all are common people. We have a basic needs. 3 things are very, very important for us. It will be a food, cloth, as well as a shelter. Right now, basic needs, and they always work on to fulfill those needs. This is true. If these 3 things are not there, then we can't live in this earth. Food is important for the human beings. Cloth is important for the human beings. Shelter is important for the human beings. For these 3 things, we are working on in a different fields. Yes or no? So what is saying? But the accessibility of this means to strata of the society may not be equal. To fulfill those needs, whatever the works we are doing, that is not in a proper way. Somewhere, yes. Why? Because of that, society, we can see the inequality. How inequality is creating? Some people are working in a higher level, some people are started to work for the lower level because all are want to fulfill their basic needs. 2 person other than 2 group of people's aim or intention is same. What? To fulfill the basic needs. But when this higher and lower category will going to be increase in a society, it will going to lead the class struggle. According to Karl Marx, when inequality causes a division of the society, and this division will going to lead the class struggle. I think you have studied about this in our previous classes also. What is the class struggle? See there, his ideas are completely different from the other historian. Other historian is always giving the importance to the past. What is already happened, they are talking about that. But Karl Marx is saying about something different. What he's saying? He's saying that give a importance to the living people who is living at present, and whatever is going on in the society, talk about that. His ideas are different. Okay, let's see next one. See what is that? This is the class struggle. Someone is there in a higher level, we are calls them as a rich people, then it is divided into different categories. The lower, other than the poor people, they all already have a lots of burden in their head. They are holding other categories, means they have a lots of burden. Then also they are living because they want to fulfill their basic needs. Right? No. So the richer people, they don't have any tension and they're leading their life very happily, and they are always pushing the people who is in a lower level. So this is the class struggle. I hope you understood. Okay. Next, see what Karl Marx is saying. According to Karl Marx, human history is the history of class struggle. Already I explained you. Already I told you what he's saying. History means it is related to the class struggle, as the class that owns the means of production, means the class who is giving jobs to others other than the class which have all those things and they're enjoying their life, means of production economically exploits the rest of classes. You already seen the picture. In that you seen that here some rich people are there who is pushing the other peoples, and here also one group is there. Imagine that picture. Here also few peoples are there who is already keeping those all burden in their head. Right? No. So what is saying? They are already rich. Who is there in a upper level? Okay, what they're doing, they're exploiting the other classes of people, rest of the classes. Okay, so because of that, rich and poor class will going to be emerge in a society. Sometime we are also saying it as a haves and have nots. Haves means the person have everything. Have nots means the people other than group of people don't have anything. Okay, haves and have nots, other than easily we are saying as rich and poor. Now, the important book which was written by the Karl Marx, even now we are saying it as one of the important book, that is called as that is Das Kapital, not DAD, that is DAS. Okay, Das Kapital. So this is about the Karl Marx. Remember, once again, this is important. His book name is very, very important for the exam purpose. Okay, as well as Karl Marx thought is also very important for the purpose of exam. It will comes for the 3 marks question. Okay, so remember about the Karl Marx. Now, next concept, that is NLS school. Okay, see the picture related to the NLS school. Okay, this is about the NLS school. Let's see the explanation about the NLS school. In a 20th century, one new school of thought arose in France. Arose means establish. Arose means establish. Okay, arose in France. Where it is established in France is known as the NLS school. What is the name of that school? NLS school. Let's see why this school is mentioned very importantly in our textbook in the first chapter. Because NLS school gave a new direction to the history writing. When people are writing the history, this is the one school which gave a new direction to the history writing. What is their direction? Let's see. According to this school, history is not only about the political events. Always all are saying, no, if you are asking with someone what is history, they are saying that kings and queen. You are studying about the kings and queen, administration, war, diplomacy, how they are ruled. Diplomacy means how they are ruled. You are studying about those all things. That is the history. Like that only, see, here also they given the same thing. According to the school, history is not only about the political events, king or great leaders, politics, diplomacy, yeah, wars. It is not the history. Then what is the history? It is also same about the climate. I know that Shivaji Maharaj was ruled in that time in Maharashtra. Yes, I know. But are you know about the climate in that time? Are you know about the local people? Yeah, we know. In the time of Shivaji Maharaj, how people are living, what is the main food crops of the people? We know that. Yes, local people, agriculture, trade activities, is people are doing any business activities in that time? Okay, technologies, is any technologies are there in that time? No one historian is giving importance about those all things. So NLS school is started to say that history means not only king and queen, politics, diplomacy, wars. You please give a importance to the other factors which was there in that time, like a climate, local people, agriculture, trade, technology, means of communication. Nowadays phone is there. If possible, sometimes some people are writing the letters also. How people are communicating in that time? How they are contacting the other people? बरोबर. Now social division, is society is divided on the caste, basis of caste, other than religion, other than any divisions are there in the society in that time? You have to that also, no? Yes. And their collective psychology in the historical events, what is their opinion about the king? What is their view about the society other than the administration? This is also important to know. Right now, so NLS school is given importance for that. Okay, now it is started by the French historian. It is already, we know that it started in France, means obviously it started by the French historian. So this is also 2 marks question, like a dialectics, that is comes for the short note. Okay, NLS school started in a 20th century, one new school of thought, and it is started in France, started by French historians. Okay, and this school is given a new direction to the history writing. What is that new direction? They saying that history means not only about the kings, queens, political events, great leaders, politics, diplomacy or the wars. History means you also have to add about climate, local people, agriculture, trade and etc. Okay, so this is about the thoughts of NLS school. I hope you are clear. Now next is, that is feminist historiography. Feminism, this word is only saying that about female, right? No, so this is called as a feminist historiography. See there, I added one picture for that where females are there. Okay, let's see what is the explanation. Meaning, first we have to see that what is the meaning of the word feminist. Feminist historiography means the restructuring the history from the perspective of women. Means till now we are studied about the lot of historians, Western thinkers like René Descartes, Voltaire, Hegel, Leopold von Ranke. Just now we are studied about Karl Marx, but we are not mentioned about the any single women name, single historian women name. Right now women are started to think that why women can't write the history, why always history is written by the men only, male only. Right now, so that's why few women are started to rethink about the history on the view of women other than the females. So that is called as a feminist historiography. See that this is important. Feminist historiography means restructuring the history from the perspective. Perspective matlab views. What is the meaning of the word perspective? Okay, now the writing of one of the important lady here mentioned her name. Okay, that is Simone de Beauvoir. She helped the establishing the fundamentals of feminism. For a first time, she's that we have to write about the history. So she's also started to mention few stories related to the history. Okay, now the feminist history not only said about females' role in the history. See there, in a feminist historiography, they are not only talking about the females' role in the history, how females are, started to write about the books and all. It is not only saying about that, they are also saying about the rethinking of the male-dominated perspective of history. They are also saying how male is talking about the history. What is the role in the females in that time? Is anyone mentioned? Is anyone mentioned till now? No. That's why they thought that how male is dominated the women in the matter of history also, right? So that's why they started to rethink about the history like themselves. Okay, now see there. It also discussed about the women's life, such as their employment. See, they also started to write about their role in the employment. Is women are working in that or not? So they started to mention about the employment, role in their trade union. If any trade unions are there, means how they are playing their role in the life of women. institutions working for their cause. Is any institutions are there which is helping to the women in that time? Nowadays NGOs are there, non-governmental organization, so many self-help groups are there. Like that only any groups are there helping to the women's, like that. Okay, and their family life, how is the family life in that time, that mentioned about that also. Okay, now after 1990 women were portrayed matlab playing important role, okay, as an independent social class. I think you know that in the year 1991 globalization was started. When globalization was started, women are started to going outside from their homes, as well as they got the lots of education, good education. When they got the good education, in that time they started to get all the knowledge other than the reality about the society. So this is about the feminist historiography. Now you are going to see the one of the photo related to the Simone de Beauvoir. See that this is the lady who started to rethink about the women's role in history. Okay, so just remember about this topic. Now next topic in this chapter, this is the last topic, that is Michael Foucault. Michael Foucault, his timing is 1932 to 1984. Once again, one small mistakes are there. Okay, so let's start about the Michael Foucault. This is also 2 marks question. Let's start the explanation. See that he is a historian of the 20th century. Till now we have studied about the few scholars who is there in a 19th century. So he is the one of the important historian who is lived in a 20th century, who brought new concept in a historiography. He brought one new concept in a history. See what he is saying. He wrote one important book called Archaeology of Knowledge. Okay, and remember his method is also known as Archaeology of Knowledge. His book and his method is same. Okay, his book name was Archaeology of Knowledge, as well as his method is also known as the Archaeology of Knowledge. Let's see why his method is known as Archaeology of Knowledge. See there, in that book he argued the prevailing matlab whatever the things we are writing till now. Okay, prevailing matlab previous prevailing practice of arranging historical events in chronological order is not right. He is saying that whatever the chronological order is there, no, in the first part we have studied about this in writing in a sequence, other writing by step. I hope you remember. Okay, he is saying that whatever the previous style of chronological order is there, no, writing of the history is not right. You are changed, centuries are changed, time is changed. Why you can't add the new steps to write the history? Let's see. He told that archaeology does not strive to reach the ultimate historical truth, but attempts to explain various transitions in the past. He's saying that everything is not possible to write in a story. If I am preparing the documents means I can't add everything, but I can do my level best to search for all the information, to gather all the documents for a benefit of my writings. Okay, now see that. Explain that transition in a history is more important. He is always saying transition is important. Clearance is important in a history. If clearance is not there, then stories will be not perfect. Okay, that's why this is the first time he given this kind of idea. That's why his method is called as Archaeology of Knowledge. Now see there. Next, we'll come for the conclusion. Let's see that nowadays importance of historiography kept continuously expanding. This is true. For a first time, history means we have thought that kings and queens. Then Western thinkers started to say that no, it's not only about the kings and queen. We are also talking about those all things which was there in that time. After that, like a Karl Marx, like thinkers are said that history means not stories. History means about present, other than the living people, about class struggle, class conflict. He said like that. So history is expanded in a different views from past to present. Now you are seeing the concept of history is somewhere different. Yeah, stories are there. Then also the concept will be different. See there, history is also started to written in a various field. Nowadays history is writing in a different fields like art. If you are seeing the art, You can get the lots of stories in a ancient time also. So you are getting the documents related to the art, you are getting the documents related to the architecture, like a sculpture, like a drawing, other than nowadays whatever the drawings we are doing, we know that what we are doing. But in an ancient time also people said that the drawings, yeah, books are not there, papers are not there, colors are not there, then also they started to doing the drawings in a caves, right? Yes. Now paintings, music, dance, drama, films, as well as related to the television, these all things documentaries we are getting now. If you want to study related to any field whichever I mentioned here, then you are getting the lots of documents. Okay, so this is about the importance of the history and conclusion of the first chapter. I hope you are cleared. Okay, thank you.